that it was pure.
When am I gonna buy it? They said that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They said, why in the world would we go pay for
I probably
bottled
said the same thing.
water when we could get it out of the hose pipe or the
Mhm.
spigot? But now what does everybody drink?
Water.
Bottled water.
Yeah.
Well, our air quality ain't getting any better, and I wouldn't say it's too far-fetched to say that we might have to buy our own air one day. And if we did have to buy our own air, Sherry, you would need 9 of these 55-gallon drums of air a day just to survive. And Steve, you would need 9 of these a day too. That's a lot of air if we think about it. Now, do y'all ever go out to eat at the steakhouse?
Yeah.
If y'all went to the steakhouse and Steve, you ordered the biggest steak they got, I mean the biggest one, and they brought it out to you, and it had, well, they dropped it on the floor, and they picked it back up and slapped it on the plate, and it had dirt and junk all over it, and they brought it out to you anyways. Would you eat that steak? Well, it depends on how hungry I am. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't eat it. And Sherry, if you ordered a big glass of drinking water, and they brought it out and it had all kinds of dirt and junk floating in it, would you want to drink it? You wouldn't, would you? But see, the thing is, y'all, we wouldn't want to eat it or drink it, but we breathe it. And it's something that we don't think about, but it would be healthier for us to eat it or drink it, because when we eat it or drink it, at least we digest it, process it, and we're going to get rid of it in 2 or 3 days. But when we breathe it, it goes in our lungs, and our lungs are moist, wet tissue. So it goes in our lungs, it ain't coming back out, it's there to stay, unfortunately. And as this happens over our lifetime, it adds up and adds up and adds up. Nowadays, as we get older, everybody's got breathing problems, all this nasty stuff going on with them, and that's the cause of it. So, do y'all ever suffer from headaches, irritated eyes, dizziness, basically allergies, stuff like that?
Not much.
Well, they say that polluted air may be responsible for these symptoms. And there's nothing you can do about the polluted air outside. There is way too much air out there for us to try to take care of all of it.
Right.
Thankfully, the Lord takes care of it for us. But there is something we can do about the air inside. Now, have y'all ever heard anybody say, let's go inside for a breath of fresh air? No, normally you go outside, don't you? When's the best time of day to go out there and get a breath of fresh air?
First thing in the morning? I don't know.
First thing in the morning, or real late at night, or right after it rains. You know, because if you go out early in the morning, you ain't got no shoes on. Your feet's gonna get wet, and that's how God cleans the air outside: is rain, sleet, snow. Even the dew every morning, He's constantly water washing the air outside. They actually say that the indoor levels of air pollutants can be 2 to 5 times higher, and occasionally 100 times higher than outdoor levels. And if you think about it, you know, when we go out to Walmart or wherever we go, walk through the parking lot, people spit, dirty diapers fall out, all kinds of nasty stuff. And Steve, when we go to the steakhouse, that ain't water in there on the men's room floor that we stepped in, okay? And we come back home and we come in and we close the door behind us. So what we bring in here, it's here to stay. It's not, you know, we can't get rid of it once it's in here. So what may be in a household dust particle? So if I was to take a handful of this stuff right here, and we send it off to a laboratory, what it would come back that they found in that would be fleas, or pet dander, mold spores, pollen, moths, cigarette smoke, fireplace soot, fleas, ants, mosquitoes. Now there wasn't a mosquito flying under my light, but what happens is these bugs get in our houses, I don't know how they do, and they find a place, they die, and they turn into dead dust particles. So we're breathing their dead dust particles. And also we'd find paint, plastic, rubber, nylon, cockroaches, beetles, ticks, wood, fiberglass, and house dust mites. And I'm sure nobody's ever smoked a cigarette in here before either, but you know, people in the Walmart parking lot ash their cigarettes, we step in it, and we bring it somehow or another. It's found in all houses, whether people smoke in there or not. Speaking of house dust mites, do y'all see that ugly thing in there? If one of them come running through here, Steve, I hope you go ahead and shoot it. Just don't, we'd have to get rid of it somehow or another. But if one did come running through here, we wouldn't be able to see it. You can fit 7,000 of these house dust mites on one fingernail. 7,000. And do you know where they live?
In our beds, in our carpet, in our...
Your mattress, your mattress more than anything, and then normally your sofas, but y'all don't have cloth sofas, so it's probably not as bad. But the reason they live in our mattress and our furniture and stuff like that is because their food is our dead skin cells. That's what they eat. So we shed most of our dead skin when we're sleeping at night or when we're lounging around, laying on the couch, stuff like that. Now, have y'all ever heard that a mattress can double, triple, or quadruple in weight over like an 8 to 10 year period?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the reason that is because these bugs, each mite produces 20 feces particles a day, so they poop about 20 times a day, and the females lay 25 to 50 eggs every 3 weeks.
Wow.
So when they're pooping and reproducing like that, it's no wonder that our mattress gets weighed down so quickly. Now the average household produces 40 pounds of dust a year. So dust is so light it'll just float through the air. 40 pounds? That's a lot of dust. He'd probably take up this whole room in here, you know, if we had 40 pounds of dust in here. But it's true. So basically, when in 1936, Dr. Russ T. Hill come out with the idea of the rainbow, and his whole idea was, you know, when we wash stuff like our clothes, what do we use? Water. And our dishes, we use water. Ourselves, we use water. Our cars, water. We use water to wash everything. So his whole idea was to literally make a machine that could water wash the inside of our house without getting anything wet. Okay? So this right here is fresh, clean, well, I don't know where that came from. Fresh, clean water right out of the sink. And people are loving this new rainbow because it runs just like this, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It runs all the time just like this. You never turn it off. You never have to store it or put it away. You just leave it in the corner, set it to the side somewhere, and let it run and do its job. Now on the low mode, like this right here, it's going to do all the air in here 3 times every hour. So if you left it sitting in here for 2 days, it's going to do all the air in here 144 times. It's literally going to take the air in, water wash it, put clean, fresh, water washed air back out in your house. Okay? And as far as your power bill goes, from running it 24/7, you won't even know the difference. It's like running a ceiling fan. Okay? Now we also have the high mode. It's got a lot of power to it. And I don't want to blow you away, but ain't that about the cleanest, freshest smelling air you ever breathed? It's amazing. It blows my mind every time. So they say, not they say, the rainbow on the high mode, like that, will do 100 cubic square foot a minute. So how many square foot do y'all have here in your house?
I don't remember how many. Probably about, there's 2,200 altogether.
So they would
That's
recommend,
counting upstairs, but downstairs, probably about 1,500 downstairs.
well, if you had 2,200 total, they would recommend you run it on high like that once a week on high for about 22 minutes. And it'll do all the air in the house, and it's going to completely clean and purify the air. So that's a new feature about this new rainbow we just got these in November, and that's a new feature. You know, used to you had to take it off the water and everything. Now it just it just flips up. That makes it a lot easier. People are loving it. But you can see, wow, just after having it on just a couple minutes or well, a couple seconds, what all it gets. It's really amazing. This is my favorite scent.
That's the orange.
This is the Mandarin Rosewood.
Mandarin. Oh, okay.
Oh, it smells so good.
How often do you water?
So what I do with mine, on Sunday morning, I put water in it and I turn it on high. So we have a timer. I'm going to finish answering your question in 1 second. So you see this timer? That's 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and 90 minutes. So showing y'all smell that. So on Sunday morning, before I leave to go to church or go wherever I'm gonna go, I'll turn it on high, and I'll turn the timer on for 90 minutes. So it runs on high for 90 minutes, and I don't have that much square footage, but it just gets it extra clean because I'm gonna be gone for that long anyways. I get home a couple hours later, it's back to the low mode because after the timer runs out, it goes back to low mode. And then I vacuum on Sundays. When I get done vacuuming, I dump the nasty water out, put clean water in it, and turn it back like this right here and set it in the corner. Then I just add water to it on Wednesday, and then I don't touch it again until Sunday morning. So about twice a week, about every 3 or 4 days. Now it depends on the humidity in here. If it's really dry, and if you had like a wood stove or something like that, you might have to do it like every 2 to 3 days, just because it's going to be keeping moisture in the air, because this balances the humidity in your house too. And we also have this stuff right here, and this is called Rainbow Fresh Air. The number 1 ingredient in this is alcohol, and the number 2 ingredient in this is triethylene glycol. Now, triethylene glycol is what they put in the ventilation systems of hospitals to kill airborne germs and bacteria. Most of the time when we get sick by airborne germs. So, you know, if little Jimmy was coming over, if the whole family was coming over this weekend, and little Jimmy was coming over, and Jimmy's had the flu all week, you'd tell Jimmy, now Jimmy, try to stay away from everybody, you know, don't nobody else want to get sick. Well, he kept his distance, stayed away, but one of his germs gets on one of these little floaties. 3 or 4 days later, everybody's done gone, y'all are in here watching TV, and that floaty comes over and you breathe it in, well, now you're sick. So this right here literally kills all the airborne germs and bacteria, and the alcohol in this will take care of any smell, whether it's bacon, fish, onion, garlic, mold, mildew, paint, whatever smell you got, this will instantly kill the smell and make it smell fresh. And this smells real good. It's kind of like a pine saw smell. I'm not going to put it in there, but I'll let you smell it.
Yeah, that's clean.
It's just a real clean smell. It's not my favorite.
Oh, it smells good.
But it's
It
a
smells
clean smell.
clean. I like clean smell.
Yeah, just clean air. It's like
Yeah,
not
I
too
do.
scented. It's
Yeah,
just
I just like that.
So after what I've shown y'all so far, what's your favorite part? And you can say all of them if you want to, but is it the way that it washes the air, the way the deodorizer, that green stuff kills all the germs and bacteria, the way it sanitizes, or even the way it makes the house smell?
I like all of them, but probably the air wash.
Yeah. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, and well, for me, sanitize
Yeah.
would be good too.
Yeah. That's what most people say is
Yeah.
all of them, but mostly the
Yeah.
sanitizing and the air wash.
Yeah.
My favorite part, well, I love all of it too, but I like the way it makes the house smell. 'Cause
Yeah.
let me tell you why. My mama, she used to tell me, she'd leave to go to work. She'd be like, all right, honey, I was out of school. She'd be like, you better clean today. I'm telling you, house better be clean when I get home. Well, it'd be like 5 o'clock, and I was still sitting there where I was. I didn't listen. I'd get up, I'd run and go get some of that scent, put it in there real quick, turn it on, the house. But she'd walk in, she'd be like, huh, you did clean today, didn't you? I'd say,
yes, Mom.
I'm giving Steve bad
Oh,
ideas.
yeah, you are.
Give me just a couple minutes.
I don't have to worry about that. He don't clean.
So anyways, so using traditional tools and methods to eliminate house dust are not effective. You're not eliminating dust, you're just moving a lot of it around, and much of your time, your money, and your effort is wasted. Now, I'm sure we've all used a broom before, and you can broom all day, and if there was Pop-Tart crumbs on the floor, we don't get those, but the dust, we're just stirring the dust up. We can't literally get the dust with a broom. A dust mop, I used to have to do the basketball floor down South Stanley, and you get at the end of a pass, and I did what everybody else did, you shake it out real good, and boy, you better hurry up and turn around and run back the other way so you don't have to bring all that stuff in. And then a feather duster, now y'all, I have some ladies in Charlotte, very upscale, whatever ladies, and they get mad over a feather duster. They'll tell me, honey, you go over there and wipe your finger, and I'll say, yep, there's little dust. She'll say, well, I dusted an hour ago before you got here. It's like, well, honey, you went over there and did this, and it went up,
Yeah.
and it fell
Came
right
back
back
down.
down.
Yeah.
You didn't get rid of it. You'd be better off to leave it sitting there instead of having to breathe it in.
Yeah.
And then the carpet sweeper, they still use those at Pizza Hut. I haven't been to Pizza Hut in a long time, but I went a couple months ago with my buddies, and the little girl come out of the kitchen, and there was some straw paper on the floor by a salad bar. She went over this way, it didn't get it, and then she went that way, didn't get it. And I was trying not to laugh. I wasn't laughing at her, but I talk about it, and I thought it was funny. But finally, she bent over and picked it up, took it apart, and went back. I thought it was so funny. And then traditional vacuum cleaner. Matter of fact, do y'all have a vacuum?
Yeah.
And can I can help you get it. I'd like to take a look at it.
Oh, Steve, you can get it. It's Electrolux
Where's it at?
in the closet.
You need me to help you?
Electrolux. Our Electrolux are pretty.
It's Kirby, Electrolux. They're like the more.
I really like
high-end.
my Electrolux.
Really?
Yeah. Man, it's crazy.
I've had a rainbow before, but not like that.
Do you remember what color your rainbow was? Was it brown?
Man,
I don't remember. I think it was black.
would you take a look at that? What we
Yeah.
were just talking
I
about,
know.
right? Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy? See, that's the
You
crazy
can see
thing.
that every day
Yeah.
in here.
And see, that's what was so crazy. When I first saw the demonstration for it, I was like, "Oh, sure, I'll come check it out." And then when I saw that, and I saw everything going in it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I started smelling the air that was coming out of it. I was like, "Because see, I got bronchitis right now, and I work at Corning, breathing all the soot and all that glass and everything like that. It got me really bad, and I've been struggling with my lungs and stuff ever since, really. And then once this was going on, I noticed that my cough and the phlegm that ended up in my throat totally went away, and I was like, this is something that's actually can help people. Once I realized that, I was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
As long as I know I'm not
Yeah.
calling at somebody. I was like, no, this is amazing.
Now that end that's on it's not the regular end that. It's not the big one.
That'll be fine. It's fine.
Just,
Dang, that thing smells good. Even like low mode right there, I can smell it.
That's my favorite one. I love that one.
I've actually never seen one of these vacuum cleaners before.
that's the newest one that they got out.
How long you had this one?
About a year.
So, if anybody makes a good sound mechanical system, Electrolux makes just a fine one. But there's over 300 different brands on the market, and you can spend anywhere from $50 to $3,000 on a top-of-the-line vacuum. But they all work the same. There's only 4 differences in any of them, and it's price, shape, size, and color. So, you can get a Shark, Electrolux, Kirby, it don't matter. They all work the same. Okay, so a vacuum, it's my job to teach people what a vacuum is, how they work, and what they do. So a vacuum has 4 basic parts. You have an intake, which is where the air goes in, because you have to have air going in. And if you have a place where air is going in, you have to have an exhaust, which is where the air comes out. So your exhaust is right here, which is where the air comes out. So then you have a filter in there somewhere or another that tries or attempts to catch all the dust and dirt, and then you have a motor to make the air move. So the definition of a vacuum cleaner is a machine that moves air. Has nothing to do with cleaning, has nothing to do with suction, power. It's all about the air. It's a machine that moves air. Do you know how to get to your filters?
I think that's the filter.
Yep. Probably a couple more. There should be some more.
Yeah, I think that part right there pops open.
I'm sorry.
Right here.
Right
Yeah,
here? Oh,
yeah. Think that comes open. Yeah, there you go. There she blows.
There it is.
That bird needs
Yeah.
clean.
I need to clean that.
Oh, my.
Oh,
I
well.
need a new one.
I'll get it. I don't know. Well, I'm not going to do it, but can you see any light coming through there?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that thing's a brick, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was in there. I needed to
And
order
I
some.
promise everything I spit, I'll get back up. But see, this is it's made out of sponge-like material. And you see how the stuff just falls right through it.
Yeah.
And the reason that they make these out of this sponge-like material is so air can pass through. Because if they made this out of glass, plastic, or rubber, no air would be able to pass through. But at this point in time, do you think any air is really passing through there?
Not right now. I've got to need to order filters.
Good,
I got you. It goes like, nah, I got you right here.
There.
Oh, was that it? Yeah, that's it. Good job. All right.
And then the reason there's not just one filter in there, they have 2 filters. A lot of them, there's probably a third. I imagine there's a third filter. Most of them have 3 filters now, but the reason they don't put just one in there, because if the first one don't get it all, they put a second one. But if the second one don't get it all, do you think the third one's gonna get it? And if the third one don't get it, there's actually a 4th filter. It's our nose. It's what we're breathing. So I just want y'all to watch.
Steve, if you want to come sit over here, you might be able to see that a little bit better. Here you go. Now I'll take the anointing chair.
Alright.
There we go.
So right here is your exhaust. So I just want you to watch what happens.
Go! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa!
Did you see that?
Yeah, well, why did it do that?
That's what these vacuum cleaners, they just blow dirt and dust everywhere. Okay? Now, it's probably because I messed with your filter and it cleared up some air in there and then it blew it all out. So, it's illegal in most states for a cleaning lady if she has to use a different vacuum in everybody's house. And the reason that is because they blow dust and dirt, and it's illegal because if somebody down the street had the flu last week and the cleaning lady come to their house and she brought the same vacuum cleaner to everybody else's house, everybody else was gonna have the flu.
Yeah.
And
Because like that happens every time. The thing is, well, hey, the sunlight's coming in right now, but it's just like on a smaller scale because it's not as unpacked. But like that's what's happening when we turn on the traditional vacuum cleaners. It's just going.
so it says here many vacuums actually contribute to unhealthy living conditions, and bacteria thrive and multiply in warm, dark, and filthy places. Well, inside that, it's a warm, dark, and filthy place. Each time you run your vacuum, odors, bacteria, and unhealthy air are emitted back into the air in your room. So it's saying that it's blowing stuff out, and the bacteria are often the source of the objectionable odors. So does this ever stink? I assume normally these things stink. And that's exactly why it's because of what it's blowing back out in the air.
With it being a newer model, it might not have gotten to that point yet, but they usually do.
Yeah.
I don't. The
Especially
one,
if you get something wet.
yeah. Ours at home, man. Mom starts vacuuming that. I'm like, Mom, I was like, let me get you a rainbow. I was like,
Yeah.
this is just. Woo.
Yeah.
So really, it's not Electrolux's fault.
Mm.
It's not their fault. It's not Shark's fault. It's not Kirby's fault. It's not anybody's fault. It's just the filter. The problem with these machines is the dry filters. So what do y'all feel like a vacuum needs a lot of to be able to clean and do its job?
Well, what I would normally say is suction, but I don't know. You said
Steve,
that didn't have a lot to do with it.
do you remember when I said it did have a lot to do with it?
It didn't have a lot to do with the suction, didn't
But
you?
do you remember what I said it did have a lot to do with? Or what it was all about? The definition of a vacuum is a machine that moves.
Air.
So Steve, I'm gonna get you to do me a favor. I'm gonna get you to hold this penny in the palm of your hand like this. I'm gonna get you to hold this over top of it just like that, okay? I'll get you to hold that. Alright. Now I'm gonna turn this on for about 5 seconds and I just don't want you to move nothing. Still don't move nothing yet. But it was sucking, right? You could feel it. It had a lot of power to it. Now, Sherry, do you think it got that penny?
Probably.
Yeah. What do you think, Steve?
Probably.
Let's see here.
No.
Yeah.
Huh. So, is it suction or is it air? If you would have took it and we don't know. So there's at this point we have all the suction in the world, but we don't have any air. Sherry, I'm gonna get you. Well, I'll get you to hold this harmonica for me.
You gonna play me a joke?
I will play that one. I'd love to hear you play it, but not
No,
that
don't
one.
play that one.
No, you wouldn't have to hear me play it. I don't play it.
Sherry, I'm gonna get you to hold this by the corner right there, and when I come try to get it from you, just don't let go, okay?
Just don't let go.
Just don't let
Might
go.
blow your way. Be careful.
So these little things right here, that you can see there's holes in them.
Uh-huh.
This is the same exact material they make the filters out of on dry filter vacuums. Okay? There's little bitty holes so the air can pass through. What I'm doing is we're just recreating a miniature dry filter vacuum. So now we've got our intake, we got our filter, our motor, and then we have an exhaust. So the harmonica, for a harmonica to work, it has to have air pass through it. So that's going to represent our airflow to see if we got any air moving or not. And share that cloth, it's going to represent if we have any cleaning ability to see if we're going to be able to pick anything up or if it's not picking nothing up at all or what's going on. And I'll represent suction. So let's see here. Okay, so we got airflow. We're definitely going to be cleaning. We got tons of suction. Okay? I really need to put the power head on there. Did you break my harmonica?
Yes, I did. Probably stopped up with dust and dirt.
We still got tons of suction, but what do we not have?
There. Why's that?
So Sherry, if I told
Oh,
you,
I know why.
if I told you right now to go ahead and vacuum the rest of the house, I mean get it really good with this right here, what would you be doing with your time?
Wasting it.
You'd just be wasting it.
I just vacuumed.
And this represents what a dry filter vacuum puts back out in there for you to breathe every time you turn it on. And now, if you did just vacuum, you know why that's still there? Why I'm still getting that? Did you see your filter on there? It was absolutely clogged up, so there wasn't that. So you just wasted. I don't want to say you wasted your time, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to not sound rude.
Because the thing is with those things, like if you notice you couldn't see any light through it, most of the time you can kind of see light through them, but the thing is like that happens after about 15-20 minutes.
They did a study
max.
at Harvard University in 2012 on dry filter vacuums, and what they come to find out is after 8 minutes, your filter's clogged up. You go to buy a brand new $3,000 Kirby today, get home, vacuum for 8 minutes, or I mean, I'm sure it takes you 30 minutes to clean the whole house, but after 8 minutes, you're clogged up. You're not picking anything up. You're just wasting your time. So you'd have to have a brand new filter about every 8 minutes, and that would add up to a lot of money. So we went to Walmart, bought a new filter. So let's see what happens.
We don't even have animals.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, man, can't imagine doing it in my house or something like. Golly. If you had them, I mean, it'd just be. So do you? Oh my God, can you imagine Savannah's?
What about? Well, she don't have hers in the
Not
house.
on the inside,
She
huh?
has one
Oh.
that they let the cat in and the dog in once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But now Amanda and Wesley, they've
Uh-huh.
got
Oh goodness.
3 or 4. 4. One died. They got 3, and she talks about all the. But
Hair
now,
and stuff.
Yeah, and that
I'm sure they can't
that's-
afford these.
that stuff that flies through the air too, though. Man, like I know at our house, my dogs come in and they go, and it just.
'Cause I've heard her say she loved rainbows.
I have a lot of people that buy rainbows just for the dog hair.
Yeah.
Just for getting rid of dog hair. So this is a clean black cloth, and back here is the exhaust. So this is where the air is coming out of the rainbow. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this on, just like this.
So would that would be the filter in a traditional?
Nope, nope.
A
So
big
this
exhaust.
is gonna show us what comes out of the rainbow. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and at the end we'll look and see what's coming back out of the rainbow. So now our filter's right here. This is we got this new thing. It's called a visualizer.
Oh.
It just, if you watch right here, you'll be able to see.
Is that area not going to ever get clean?
As long as you use filters, you'll never get that little spot clean. I mean, it would take a lot of filters and a lot of time. You could do it, I guess. It would take a while. So, did your old rainbow, it probably had two hoses about this size. One was plugged into this, and then one was plugged into a different, like the floor brush, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they made everything nowadays where everything is wireless and everything plugs in. So when the grandkids come over, you can put them to work. It's miniature size for them.
What I hated about the rainbow I had was you had to empty the water every time.
And that is the only complaint that we ever get about rainbows is people don't like dumping the water.
Mm-hmm.
But the water is what makes the rainbow the best product on the market, is because we don't use dry filters. We don't have filters. The filters are water, and once everything goes in the water, water never gets clogged up. So your filter, you're constantly cleaning. You'll never lose airflow. You can never lose airflow with the water. And what goes in the water ain't coming back out. It stays in the water. So that's why the rainbow's certified. You can answer if you need to.
Holly. Hello? Hey, fine, how are you? Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be fine. Okay. Okay, that'll be good. Sounds good. Okay. All right. And the slaw too, okay? And bring the slaw. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, just bring it when you come, yeah. Okay, all right. Love you. Bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye. Holly.
I forget what I was saying.
I'm
But anyway,
sorry.
I put my filter. We got our
Yeah.
filter down here now. Okay, so it just causes the wireless to still.
My goodness.
And now, do you see all that like sand and silt?
Yes.
Now I don't know how sand and silt gets in our houses, but everybody I go to, they got sand and silt. Don't matter. They got all hardwoods, no carpet. It don't matter. And sand has 19 cutting edges on it. So if I could take this right here. I'll just. I promise I'll get all that back up.
I know.
Okay, but I'm gonna get you to hold this for me. Okay. Most people, when they vacuum by sight and sound. Okay, so we hear it running, and you see that, but man, we did a good job. It ain't there no more, is it?
So you rubbed it right back in the carpet.
So when you vacuumed earlier with your vacuum
Yeah.
that doesn't pick anything up, that's essentially what you're doing. But the sand with 19 cutting edges on it, every time you go over it, those sand particles are doing this, and it's actually tearing up the carpet, and a lot of people, that's why they find a lot of carpet in their vacuums, because you just tear up your carpet. Thank you.
Here's this little ball.
Oh yeah, thank you. Have you ever went and put clothes in the dryer? You're a lot smarter than me, so you may have never had this happen. But if you ever went and put clothes in the dryer and they get done and the dryer beeps or whatever it does, and you go in there to get them and they're still soaking wet. Have you ever had that happen?
Yeah.
And then you look and you're like, oh, I didn't clean out the filter. So what happened was, the reason your clothes were still soaking wet is because the filter was full, so there was no air moving through your dryer to dry the clothes. Vacuums work on the same principle. You always want to wait until it because if you start taking it off now and you ain't careful, it'll suck it in.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
What I see some like glitter in there.
I've been finding a lot of people's red and green Christmas
Oh,
glitter.
is that it?
I don't know where it's
It looks like I got like
coming
little girl shoes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know where it's coming from.
But essentially, with the dropper right, it just rubs it back down. That's why the rainbow goes behind and get. And you notice, see how this carpet's starting to get a lot more life, where this is more like matted down?
Yeah.
It's because when you get all that stuff down in there, it causes it to mat it down real bad. And then when you finally start getting it out, a lot of life comes back to.
Yeah, like even over here where the dust didn't really crawl out at us, it's still kind of like. Yeah.
Would you have ever imagined
No.
that was just right here? And I hadn't even, this is the stuff that fell out of your vacuum. I've been waiting to get that up because I don't want you to think that I was using that to fill these up.
Right. Yeah, that was the craziest part to me when I first saw this. It was just like, he did like a 1 foot span of an area, and it was just like, I was like, what?
That's just unreal.
It's crazy.
I'm talking about you not liking changing the water. That's why they made it to where now you just have to slide it out, and you can either have a strainer in the sink where you dump it in the strainer and then throw away the junk, or you can just walk outside, dump it out the door, put clean water in it, slide it back in. Another feature they've changed is the hose where you plug in. So it's really, I mean, it's really easy. It's like a magnetic where it just, boom, and the on button. So there's 4 speeds to this rainbow. So this is what you vacuum on normally. This is the 3rd speed. So if you have like bathroom rugs, you know those rugs where if you vacuum them, you have to like fight them to keep them down. So they made this to where you can vacuum rugs and stuff without it sucking it up. Then you have the 2nd speed, and this is for vacuuming like draperies. You know, obviously with the attachments, stuff like that, you can take this off and vacuum draperies. So
now, is that one over there separate from the one that does the odor?
do what?
You know, is this the one that runs the vacuum, and this is the one that does the deodorizing?
No, so this is your timer.
Oh, my timer.
Your timer for like if you were leaving it on running on high
Yeah.
while you're gone. And this over here, that's just like the either go up, plus or minus.
It stays running all the time.
It runs on the low mode just like this all the time.
All the time. And then if you're gonna leave and you want that house to smell clean when you come back, you
To really get all the air in here washed, you turn it on high. And if you're gonna be gone for like all day, that's when you turn the timer on. Leave, and then when you get back, after 30, 60, or 90 minutes, whatever you put it on, it'll go back down to the low mode. That way, when you get home, it ain't been running on high all day long. You know?
Yeah.
But this machine will never get hot. We've never had any. My parents have been doing this for 33 years. Nobody's rainbow's ever caught on fire or anything like that. These machines are built to last, and they're built really well. Matter of fact, we just got these in November.
Yeah.
They spent $10 million on like creating this rainbow. We could have bought a brand new factory, couple factories, probably for $10 million.
Wow.
But
I never knew that.
Yep, they told
Holy
us that on
moly.
Friday last week.
I was wondering why it's like so high tech compared to the other ones.
Yep.
Because we go in and we see people who've had theirs for 20, 30 years. They're still using it. Like, oh yeah, I got mine right here. Yeah, I still use it. And I'm just like, man, well, just wait till you see this one. Because you've been using that one so long. Then, wow, holy moly, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I was wondering why it was so high tech.
They've spent $10 million on creating this machine, but the life expectancy on this rainbow is like 50 or 60 years. There ain't nothing like it. There's nothing better than it, and there's nothing like it on the market.
I'll put this in the wheel. Who's going to get the rainbow?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
So this power head this was for carpet only. Well, nowadays most people have switched over to hardwood floors, tile, linoleum, laminate. So they built this for all the floors. So you don't have to switch nothing. You don't have to press any buttons. You just go from one carpet to hardwoods. This does all the floors: tile, linoleum, laminate, carpet, rugs. You name it, it does it. Okay, and it's not going to scratch up your floor. They got these big, durable wheels on the back. That way, it's easier to maneuver around.
Those are made out of plastic too, aren't they?
Huh?
It looks like those are made out of like a rubbery type of material.
Yeah, they're like rubber.
That's like
It's not gonna
anti-scratch.
scratch up your
Okay,
floor.
cool. I didn't know that either.
So Sherry, I'm gonna let you I'll get this spot right here, and I'm gonna let you vacuum a little bit, just to see how easy it is to use. I'll let you vacuum a little bit.
The irony of that is, I think that's so ironic that all of that came from the vacuum cleaner too, you know? Isn't that crazy? Yeah. See, like, now with all that dust in the air, it starts giving me a headache. When like this stuff right here's going on, it usually starts giving me a headache like that. That's crazy, man.
You have to keep the button back down.
Yeah.
Nothing at 'em, boys.
Most of the time on from a carpet to a hardwood, you have to
Press the button or switch
Raise
it.
it up or
Yeah.
down.
It uses a different,
Have to raise it up
Yeah.
or down.
Did you feel how light it is? Kind of like it goes by itself.
yeah.
Really, they made them to where anybody could use them. They made them just so easy
Yeah.
to use. So whenever you get done vacuuming, what I do is we take this off. I do my hose a little something like this. And this is what you store. You put that away,
Well, that's a lot easier.
and then you turn your rainbow back on. Back on low mode, and let it run. Now obviously you're going to want to dump the disgusting water
Yeah.
out. But you put that away, put clean water in it, turn it back on, set it in the corner, and you don't have to mess with it again until you feel like it.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. I'm embarrassed. Mason, you better not tell anyone
I'm not.
about
This
I
is for
promise.
my
I
study.
clean.
Yeah.
I clean. cleaned
I
good.
believe
I
it.
thought I cleaned good.
To be honest, I came in here. I thought your house was so clean. I was like, man, Trey, I don't think we're gonna find anything. Completely honest,
God.
your house looks spotless. It
Sure.
does.
Y'all are clean folks, and this is nothing for you to be embarrassed about. It don't matter who I go to.
It's like
If they don't
that.
have,
Like
I'm
that.
serious. If they don't have a rainbow, that's what they got.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's hard. It's hard to sell rainbows to people that already have rainbows because you know why?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I'm serious. And Steve, you know, since you're the best, the neatest carpenter around, you know, if you're trying to build something or trying to fix something, if you don't have the right tool,
Yeah. You can't do it.
you can't fix it.
Mhm.
So it's not your fault. It's just you ain't been using the right tool.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So. But the water still ain't clogged up.
So as long as the water doesn't have like big mats of hair and stuff, it can still.
be totally matted, caked because of the water separator in there.
Uh-huh.
Once any of that stuff just gets wet, it's stuck in there. So this is what we put. We put this on the back a while ago. So this is what comes back out of the rainbow for you to breathe when you vacuum.
That's crazy.
It's 100% of what goes in stays in. Nothing comes back out. And that's why the rainbow is recommended and certified by doctors, allergen specialists. When they first started selling them, they were selling them to hospitals and tuberculosis centers. They didn't sell them to homeowners. And finally they said, well, we need to start selling these to homeowners. And I don't know if y'all can still smell it. Man, it sure does smell good
Yeah,
here.
it does.
Yeah, I saw was it Joyce at church when she was vacuuming?
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like,
Church needs one, but I doubt if would they use.
Oh,
would that
yeah.
water last through the whole church?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
you only change the water one time. So that water, there is a such thing as holy water, but that's not holy water. Nothing's gonna pass through it, and it can get clogged up. It can't. I mean, you can have it like matted. I mean, it could be where you can just pull out stuff, but it's still gonna be just as effective.
wow. Yeah, because I saw her vacuuming. I was like, man, like, because I kind of knew in my head like what was happening. She asked me, Tanner, and Pastor Steve like move over so she finished her cleaning, and I was like, you mean your dust blowing? You know what I told her? I said whenever Joyce asked us to move and she said she wanted to finish her cleaning, I was like, you mean your dust blowing?
Yeah.
Did you get Philip?
Yeah.
What, has the ball game started?
It starts at 4:30, I think.
Whose ball game was it?
Jackson.
Oh, it is Jackson.
We didn't know he had one
Oh,
until
yeah.
after we'd already scheduled this with
Yeah.
y'all.
Oh, well, I'm
and,
sorry about that.
Philip, well, that's okay. You don't usually have. We didn't think you'd have when school's out.
Right, yeah, for real.
And they don't usually have them when school's out. And then Philip talked to Steve this evening and said, Jackson's got a ball game. We said, what time?
Well, daggone.
Well, let me show you this, and
Okay.
we'll get out of here. So this right here, this is similar to what the old floor brush. This is for hardwood floors, but since they've come out with that power head, they recommend you use that on all the floors. But they come out with this floor. The reason they still have this in the box is because now that people have hardwood floors, their dirt and dust stuff doesn't have a place to go down here anymore. So they find it up there. Cobwebs, dust, stuff on the ceiling. So this is used to vacuum the ceiling and the walls, and it's got this, so you can use it. And any of your attachments that you get, you can plug them in on the handle. You can take it off. If you need a little bit more room, you can use it here. Or if you put your foot down there, you can use it as a long one. So it's whatever you're vacuuming and whatever you need.
And the reason I'm seeing it so ooh and ollie is because I actually haven't seen a full demonstration done. So I'm seeing a lot of this for the first time. So I'm just like, whoa. This is really cool.
Do you know what these little slits are for?
No.
Let it pull stuff in
It's for airflow.
instead of pushing it away.
So we'll never ever lose airflow.
Oh.
So it also comes with this right here. You can use it with or without the groomers, and this is good for like your draperies, your furniture, your mattress, cars, boats, campers.
Is that the
whatever
one you would
it
use on your dog?
No.
If you had one? Oh, no? Okay.
This tool right here is for down on the couch. This is like a crevice tool, but do you see how it's got that little mouth on it? You know what that's for?
Airflow.
Airflow.
We're learning.
Airflow.
So this little thing right here, this is your dusting tool. This is probably my favorite tool. You do all your dusting with this, your lampshades, your counters, the TV. So this is horsehair. So it's very durable, stable, it's real soft, and it lasts a long time. But the best part about it is it's not going to scratch anything up. So I literally vacuum a flat screen TV with this. You can feel how soft it is.
Oh yeah, you vacuum your flat screen TV.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there's so much dust that gets on TVs.
I know, I see it.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful with them.
And this doesn't scratch. This doesn't scratch a thing. Yep.
Now, what setting would you usually put that on if you were vacuuming something like your TV? Would that be about the third setting? Would you say?
Second or third.
Okay.
Now, you could do it on any of them, but second or third normally, because you don't need all that power for that. Yeah, that's why they made the second and third speeds for
Man,
when you're doing your draperies, so it doesn't like
Pull off the wall.
Yeah, exactly. So then this thing right here, it's like a massager. This is for your dogs or your cats, pets. So they recommend the first couple days you just massage them with it. It feels really good. And then after a couple days you hook it up with the Rainbow, put it on the second speed, and you can get all their excess dog hair and stuff like that.
Now, Trey, if we...
You can use that on me.
I'll use that.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, now, if we wanted to, could we use it on ourselves?
Yeah. Yeah. So this right here is good for
That's
cup
for
holders.
ears. Oh.
Hey, that's a good idea. I ain't never thought about that. That's a great idea. My goodness. I don't know, my brain's little. It might
That might be dangerous. That's when you use the right speed.
Yeah, you use the low speed for that one.
Yeah.
But this is real good for the cup holders. You know that crevice around the cup holder? You can't ever seem to get stuff out of that little crack. This is good for cup holders, tables, little cracks and stuff. But what this was made for is if you turn the Rainbow around, you take this off, and you plug your hose in back here, this is now an inflator tool. So you can blow up pool floats, air mattresses, balloons.
Basketballs.
Yep, anything. That's pretty neat. And if you take that little thing out and you put this in, anytime I get hungry, I just go out to my truck and I start looking for French fries. I'm kidding. I don't really do that.
I know that.
But it is good to clean
That
out the
is
truck.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is also real good for between the fridge and the counters, underneath the fridge. And the best thing I found to use this for is the dryer. If you take the lint filter out, you can really get down in there and get all the nasty stuff out. Yep.
Now, did you say that one was, you could use that as like a leaf blower?
So I've had people, if you plug the hose into the back, like this.
Man, that's so crazy that you can do it on both
I
sides
have
like that.
people that will turn the Rainbow on. Now, I'm not going to blow you with it, but they'll go out and blow their front porch off with it. I'm serious. And then last but not least, this right here is a little shampooer. This isn't like a huge shampooer, but if you spilled some water or something on the carpet, you use this to vacuum and it'll suck up the water and dry it and clean it, and it's got the groomers on there so it'll make it nice and pretty too. So that's the attachments that come with the Rainbow. And then also comes with this little thing right here, and you just put this on the front and that holds in your favorite, whichever your favorite 3 attachments are, it'll hold them in for you. It'll push down. I'm not going to push it all the way down. And then it comes with a pretty blue bag. And what you do with this is you put your pillows, if you had sofa cushions and stuff, you put them inside. It vacuum seals them down to nothing, pulls all the air out. And when it pulls all the air out,
I've never seen it.
that's too. We need like a legit
big one?
couch cushion.
Oh,
It'll still do
a
it. But
couch cushion.
It's not as cool.
Oh.
It'll, like if you had a couch cushion that was this thick, it'll suck it down about that thick, but it pulls all the air out. And all that like dead skin and dust and stuff that's inside of it, it pulls all that out with it. And normally where the gentleman sits, his spot is like this, Well, the reason that it's like that, it's not because of him, it's because all that dead skin, dust and stuff gets down in there, and that's what causes it to weigh it down. So I'll do somebody's couch cushion, if they had cloth couches, and I'll put it back, and it'll be flat across, and it'll be sitting up about an inch or two higher than the other couch cushion. I'm not joking.
Wow.
It makes a huge difference. So if your furniture, it makes your furniture last a lot longer than it normally would. So that's another way that the Rainbow really saves you money.
Is there any way we could see that today? Just because I've never seen it before.
Yeah. If you come, we'd have to go. Do y'all have any cloth couch cushions? It don't.
I don't know if you got any of that big or not. But
I don't know if this would work or not.
I've never been upstairs in y'all's house before.
huh?
I've never been upstairs in y'all's house before.
Yeah.
Is it just like bedrooms and stuff?
Yeah, it's 3. Well, they can be 3 bedrooms, but there's 2 big bedrooms and 1 small. And I usually use it for a study, but
Okay.
she's got all the junk.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him. I've never been upstairs in y'all's house. I don't know what's up there.
And
James
it's
Jacobs'
all
Palace
carpet.
is up there. That's right. That's what he calls it.
It's all carpet.
And if somebody else stays up there and we take a picture and send it to him, get them out of my.
Hey, oh no no no
Yeah,
no
no,
no
yeah.
no no no.
Yeah, well, you remember Bishop Souza? Do you
Remember
him,
him?
the guy
From
from
Africa.
Africa?
Oh yes yes.
He come up and we got one of them king hats from Burger King.
Oh yeah.
And put on him, and
Yeah.
he laid back in the bed and posed like it. We took his picture and showed it to James. He said, "You tell that man get out of my room."
Oh my goodness. Speaking of Africa, I'm actually planning on going to Africa this just like May, to go to Uganda to go to like different type of ministries there and try to just like help out
Yeah.
the children
Like
and
you-
just
Who you going with?
I'm just me and a friend of mine. Not like anything, just like they've been there before. They've been like a missionary,
Well,
so they
I
know.
sort of say you need to go with somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, she has like deep connections there and
Okay,
stuff. So
good.
she asked me if I'd go with her and stuff. So that's what we're seeing and planning on doing. So I'm excited about it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
With the, the bags you get to put clothes in,
So normally, if you had
but
like
not
one
to
of
clean it. You know?
yeah, this is what that's for. This is to clean it. It gets all the dust and dirt and nasty stuff up out of it.
Really?
And if you had like a big couch cushion,
Yeah,
it'll go down like that flat. It's pretty neat to see.
it is.
That's such like a unique way of cleaning something. You know, like you never really
Yeah.
would think about that.
And you probably won't be able to tell too much with this.
Yeah.
But normally the couch cushion, or if you have like a big pillow that's
Yeah.
real fat, you'll notice how much fluffier and nicer it feels. I'm gonna put this back in here.
Okay.
It's funny that the light from right here is shining on my phone, and it's turning my screen completely black unless I do this
Uh-huh.
because there's so much light in it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, y'all were actually the first full demonstration that I've ever seen.
Oh.
Yeah, so we went on a couple, but like certain things happened, and sort of like that. You know, well, that's just life. Like things happen. So I really do appreciate, even though he has a game, like y'all
Yeah.
being here with us and everything like that. So I hope it's not. I hope you're learning something.
Yeah,
I know I am.
I am.
It's pretty neat, really. I mean, sometimes people nobody wants to have a vacuum demonstration or buy a vacuum or anything like that, and I totally understand. But I just like to go have fun with people, cut up and have a good
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
and then once we get to doing this, I get paid just for showing Rainbow. So
Uh-huh.
I just try to get my shows in every month,
Yeah.
have a good time with people, and I really enjoy doing it. So last but not least, if you ever spill anything, it'll vacuum up a gallon of water in 3 seconds. I can literally get this jar dry,
Uh-huh.
you know. Then I just leave it running for a minute just so it'll dry the hose out.
Uh-huh.
Is there a particular head, like if you had a big area that got wet, can you use one of those
You can use whichever one, but normally I would just use it like this, you know, that's what I do. But you can use whichever one you think would work the best. A lot of people like to use the floor brush for that. But
So the floor brush doesn't get like wet or stuff? Does it like dry itself out?
it does, but it'll dry.
Oh, okay.